What's going on, YouTube? This is Daniel Archambault, and I'm coming at you with some heavy stuff today. I want to share my Crohn's survival story. And for those of you that don't know, Crohn's disease, it's a autoimmune deficiency. It attacks your healthy immune system. It attacks your gut. Your intestine becomes inflamed. You get disease through your intestine, and you get really sick really fast. I was diagnosed with this disease about a year ago. It was August of last year, and they didn't know what it was. They thought I had pancreatitis. I spent about a month being sick and not eating. By the end of August, when I was put in the hospital, I had lost about 40 pounds. I was 90 pounds. I'm 5'10". That's pretty light. But I was really sick. They had put a stent in me. It's kind of a cord that runs into your gut, and it was draining an abscess I had in my intestine. About a week later, still in the hospital, I was confronted with the fact that I was going to need surgery, that they were going to need to cut part of my intestine out. So pretty much overnight they decided that I was going to have this surgery the next day. And I can still remember that night, a nurse came in, and she was part of a special group of nurses that deal with ostomies. And she told me that I was going to need an ileostomy. And I had been holding out hope that I was just going to have the standard surgery, that I wasn't going to need an ostomy and have multiple surgeries. And I broke down right there. Like, I couldn't take the fact that I was going to have this, and I was going to deal with this for like 5 months. An ostomy is it's a setup where they pretty much, when they cut a piece of your intestine out, they poke part of the intestine through your stomach, and you have to paste a bag onto your stomach, and you go into the bag through the piece of intestine poking through. And I can't even begin to describe what a terrible, uncomfortable, and painful experience this was, having this. I lived with the ostomy for 3 months. Every day I had to paste a new bag on. It makes general routine activities through the day, like eating and showering and sleeping, excruciatingly painful and frustrating. You can't sleep on your stomach. So I was really happy to have that reversed in January. I had a second surgery. They went back in and essentially stapled my intestine back together. I had 22 staples and a 5-inch incision up my stomach, and was very sick for about a month. I can't even imagine going through that again. I don't even know how I did it. Crohn's disease is something that we don't know much about right now. It's not curable. There is medicine out there that makes it somewhat bearable. But for those of you that have never experienced Crohn's, it's not describable. I suffer through it on a daily basis. It's like my intestine swells like a balloon. If you can imagine what that feels like, dealing on a regular basis with something like that, it's not pleasant. And the fact that this is a reoccurring disease, that it's becoming more frequent in the United States and across the world, it shocks me that there's not more time and money and research going into this disease. 20 years ago, I would have been dead from this, and I thank God that it's at least treatable at this point. But it's not something that anybody should have to go through. It is a terrible disease. It drains your energy. It destroys your mental psyche. It puts you through physical pain that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It's a terrible thing, and it's something that we need to get out and talk about more. It's something that needs to be presented to the government, to the research facilities, to the foundations, and it needs to be looked into. It's something that's just terrible, and it needs to be controlled and taken care of on a more large scale level. But yeah, that's my story. And no matter what happens with this disease, I will continue to fight. I'll never give up. I don't know if you can see my room, but I'm in a dorm. Now attending college, and plan on going into international media journalism, broadcasting. So, you know, as bad as this disease is, you move forward and you find a way to fight on. I mean, it's what the human race does. It's built into our DNA, and it's what makes us great. But this disease has got to end sometime. But thanks, YouTube, and this is Daniel Archambault out. Peace.